Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming and welcome to the Women's Coffee Club. We created this club to provide a safe space for women to share and inspire each other. So grateful to have all of you here, especially Angie, who'll be presenting about the unseen energy we all use, cell phones and computer and all kinds of kitchen energy. And so this is such an appropriate topic, especially in today's environment. So with that, Angie, if you could talk about, your background a little bit and then why this topic so interests you. I know we all need to protect ourselves, but I'm gonna turn it to you and let you explain this.
Thank you, Rini. And it's protection. Yeah, protection comes again with a touch of fear and worry and concern. And my approach to the EMFs, the electromagnetic frequencies, is basically we are electromagnetic beings. So how can we harmonize them? Because to be quite honest, I don't want to be without my phone and my tablet and my computer and my Wi-Fi anymore. That ain't gonna happen. I grew up without it and I don't want to go back. Okay. So it's for me, my approach is really how can we harmonize it and support our natural ability the best to deal with this extra load of radiation that we have. And my background is in frequencies and consciousness and energies. I've been working in this for almost 20 years now, 30 years now, actually. Have a German passport, South African heart, and I'm currently living in Sweden. Okay, for probably another 2 more years. And then I'm going to go anywhere but further south. Okay, so I don't know where, but further south, where there's more sunshine and it's warmer. But electromagnetic frequencies are all around us. They're everywhere all the time. And we have the opportunity to really learn about it, understand it more. And with understanding comes power, right? Because when we know stuff, we can do something about it. Okay, so I am going to go on a little presentation. And luckily, this is recorded because the whole idea here is that I'm not going to read from the slide everything that is on the slide. There's a lot of information, and I'm going to keep it as understandable as possible. And for anyone who wants to have more understanding, go back, watch the recording. There's a couple of links always there where you can go on the website and you can dive deeper in it, or you can just simply just contact me and I'm happy to have a conversation about this. So now when we go into this topic, first of all, the question is, what is frequency? And Albert Einstein said everything in life is vibration. So now we've heard this before, especially in a community like this. And let's actually really look into this. The future medicine will be the medicine of frequencies. This is what Albert Einstein says, because we are electromagnetic beings. We are vibrating at different frequencies at different times. And the fact that we can touch something and it appears solid is simply because the lower the vibration, and in terms of oscillations, so the lower the vibration, the denser the matter. And we can see this with ice. When ice is frozen, it's got a certain frequency and density, and then it gets warmer and it's liquid. It's got a different physical appearance. And then if you boil it up, it goes into steam. So everything, absolutely everything that we can see, think, and touch is frequency. And this is a beautiful quote that I absolutely love from Albert Einstein. Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics. And if you are in the personal development space, you have seen this and you have heard this most likely before. This is what the law of attraction is all about. And most people, to be quite honest, don't understand the law of attraction. But understanding electromagnetic frequencies will help you to understand the law of attraction as well. And the more you understand it, the more consciously and willingly and purposefully you can actually use this knowledge for you. Tesla said, if you want to find the secret of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So how does this work with us? PubMed from the National Institutes of Health in the US has said that the field of vibrational medicine, sometimes called energy medicine. And what do? We seek to understand the vibration generated by the body and around the body to optimize your health. This is the key here. We don't want to be without our devices. We don't want to walk around with a tin hat around you. I mean, if it fits your fashion sense, go for it. But I want to do this. It messes up my hair. No, just kidding. All right. So we want to harmonize and we want to understand and find an optimum balance. They are both natural and human-made sources of EMFs. Right? We are electromagnetic beings. Always keep that in mind, and I'm going to repeat that. The Earth has got a magnetic field, Hartmann lines, grid lines, ley lines. All the traditional pilgrimage paths, especially in Europe, they follow the ley lines. And this is when you go on a pilgrimage, you walk these ancient old paths, you have sense of enlightenment. Why? Because the magnetic field is different and it influences your thoughts, your feelings, and everything that you are. So the Earth has got a magnetic field. We have a compass, and I believe one of the poles just shifted quite a lot. So there's a very interesting science about this. So these are examples of naturally occurring EMF. Grounding. You heard of grounding frequencies, and you go ground. You go out to the Earth, and you soak up those beautiful, beautiful energies. So natural source of EMFs, electromagnetic frequencies. And then we have man-made one. And here we can actually distinguish between non-ionizing and ionizing. Some of are harmless to the human body and other have the potential for cellular and DNA damage. Now, I want to be here as compliant as possible, right? And I'm not going to go into too much detail, so let's keep it compliant. And if you ever want more, just contact me and I share some more insights about this. So this is an example of ionizing and non-ionizing EMFs. Important to distinguish between those two different groups because here, higher frequency EMFs, they can damage the DNA directly. Low to mid frequencies, which include power lines and appliances, microwaves, infrared radiation, sometimes has beneficial UV light, red light has sometimes beneficial results on the human body. And officially, they are not known to damage DNA directly. However, it is now agreed on within the medical field that while the DNA is not damaged directly, you have other vital functions or hormones or substances in the body which are directly affected by them, and that causes DNA damage in the second layer. Okay, so one has to be here careful with the wording, and here's a couple of websites in the bottom where you find all of this information because I like to be factual and I want to keep it down to earth. Okay, extremely low frequencies are okay. That's not an issue. Radio frequency radiation comes from Wi-Fi, cell phones, and laptop computers and things like that. And they operate at a certain range. So I'm going through this information to put everything into place, where is what and how, so that we then look later on how does it fit in with us as a human being? Where do we fit in? What can we do? Okay, now here's a visual about the electromagnetic spectrum. The hertz is here, kilohertz and megahertz. This is how fast it swings, basically. And you have an idea here about the intensity, computer, and power lines. Have you ever heard that buzzing? That buzzing when you are underneath the power lines. That is a certain hertz that the human ear can hear. Right? And animals, elephants, for example, they communicate over about 20 to 30 kilometers on a frequency, on a very low frequency sound, which they make with their stomachs, and humans can't hear it, but the elephants can communicate. So sometimes computer power lines we can hear, then microwaves we don't hear, mobile phones. So the radiation goes up and up and up. And here you've got the diagnostic radiation, which is your MRI scan, and then obviously your radiation chemotherapy. All right, so where you destroy absolutely everything, the good and the bad and the ugly. Okay, and how good that is debatable, but sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So we just leave it at that. Now, household appliances, they have magnetic fields and electric fields. Now, the magnetic field, that drops at a distance from about 3 meters from the appliance. And from computer screens, they say 30 to 50 centimeters. After the call, go into your phone and have a look at the legal rules and regulations that are there, because the latest Apple phones, for example, they tell you do not hold the phone closer than 30 to 50 centimeters to your body and keep it away from children. So the cell phone manufacturers, they are now more and more and more putting in place so that they can't be sued, that they can't be held responsibility, because somewhere in the fine print it says there, do not hold it close to your body. Now, maybe the selfie stick comes back, because then we do phone calls like this. But, you know, I mean, even if I'm holding it in the hand, I'm still holding it in the hand. Okay, so it's not away. But keep it away from your head, definitely. All right. So this is really, really important that this is implemented, which shows you there's more than we actually know. We have radar and satellite stations, and they have a magnetic resonance imaging, the MRI devices. They have a really higher frequencies. Microwave ovens, the microwave is like almost like a cell phone. Please never ever stand in front of your microwave and wait until it's finished. If you do have to use a microwave, just put it in and walk away. All right, because it's extremely high radiation when it's buzzing and when it's working. And I personally rather no microwave, just get an air fryer if you want to cook something fast. Way, way more better and healthier for the food and for your body. Okay, so these are digital and electric gas meters, and all of these are just examples where the radiation is all coming from in your house. It's not just the Wi-Fi and the phone. There's way more. Key. Who's got a car with a key that you don't have to put in? That key 24/7 sends out a signal and looking for the car. It never ever stops. All right. Yeah, I didn't think about it, but it is another source of EMF because it constantly looks for the car. Right? And we have tablets and our kids and things like that. Now, this is a fun fact here, very important, and I don't think a lot of you have known this. Electric fields are produced whether or not a device is turned on. So even if you've got your phone off, it's switched off, but you still use it as alarm next to your bed, you still have an electric field. Magnetic fields are produced only when the current is flowing, which usually requires the device to be turned on. Okay. Power lines produce magnetic fields continuously. Electric fields are easily shielded or weakened by walls. Magnetic fields can pass through buildings, living things, and most other materials. All right. So even our tinfoil hat does not really help us on the magnetic fields. We are electromagnetic beings. We have a potential We have the capability to harmonize with these. So how do we do this? Okay. How do we do this? I'll get to this in a moment. This is something that I have mentioned. Some scientists have speculated that the low frequency and middle frequencies could cause cancer through secondary to other mechanisms, such as reducing levels of hormone melatonin. Melatonin is vital for sleep, for example. And if you do use your phone as an alarm, I highly recommend to get yourself an old-fashioned or a modern snazzy, chic alarm clock. Do not have your phone next to your bed because you still have the radiation. If you do want to use it as an alarm, have it 3 to 5 or 10 meters away from you. As that's got that's got two advantages. Number one, you need to get out of bed to switch it off. All right. And number two, you have less radiation. But do not sleep with your phone next to you. And try, if any possible, 30 to 60 minutes to stop looking at any screen before you go to bed, because the disturbance in melatonin is real from the blue light emitted, besides which is another frequency that disturbs your hormone levels. And you might say, okay, I'll still sleep through. Yes, you might still sleep through if you don't have sleep disturbances, but the quality of your sleep is impacted. So phones out the bedroom. There's no space for phones, computers, or TVs in the bedroom. Hey. Yes, I'm very passionate about that. And I stick to that in my home. Hey, there's no phones in my bedroom. Okay. Now, this is something that is just about what is happening in the world of admitting and going out publicly that there is a massive interference with these frequencies in the human body. So what is happening there on the World Health Organization or not? This is all a lot of theory, and now we look what it looks like. This is a brain scan, and here it lights up, it gets under stress when the cell phone is on, and here it is way more calmer when the cell phone is off. So we have these energetic inputs. We have the man-made created spikes through cell phone on. Our brain reacts to the spikes, and the brain becomes stressed. In fact, and I'm guilty of this, I love to watch something when I eat alone. Okay, but if you watch something and if you have your device on and you have it close to you, your brain and your system is getting stressed even if you feel completely calm, because the brain reacts to the spikes and the brain becomes stressed, which means it triggers the fight and flight response. What happens with the fight and flight response? Your digestion shuts down. So this is one very, very good thing that you can do for your body, is don't watch the YouTube or the TikTok videos while you're busy eating. Be mindful, concentrate on your food, take a time to relax, because you will digest it better, you will absorb the nutrients better, and when you eat better and your digestion is better, you feel better. And when you feel better, you do better, you get better results. Okay, so this is what happens in your brain. It gets stressed when your cell phone is off. This is a beautiful thing about children. Children, okay, I have to zip it really. I can get very passionate about the kids 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years old. They have a cell phone that is on mobile. They're sitting, they're playing on the tablets. It is one of the worst things that you can do for your child, for 100 and different reasons. But one of the main reasons is with the kids, their skulls are not as thick, their bones are not as thick, the radiation goes into their brains, their brain is not developed, and you're causing really long-term damage. We don't have results of the long-term damage because the kids are too small, right? We do not have studies done what happens when you start with a phone and a tablet at the age 3, because, over 20 years, because the kids are not that old, okay? But don't do it, all right? It's easy parenting, don't do it, okay? So this is just another kind of, because we're passionate about the children, what can you do? Keep the children away, limit the time and that goes for yourself as well, your own inner child. Limit the time, make sure you go outside, you go and move, make sure you have breaks in between. Why? When you move, you break down the stress hormones that they get created in your body. Never mind the addictive effect of the dopamine and the cortisol and all of that plays. Cell phones are addictive because they cause a certain chemical reaction in the body, and you physically get addicted. So if you find yourself in your own home, taking it from the bedroom to the kitchen, right, using it in the bathroom, just ask yourself, hold on, how long can I actually be without that device? So if you find yourself carrying it from room to room to room because you feel the need to always have it with you, just look at yourself kindly and just bring a little bit of distance in there, because we get used to the chemical kick. That's the addiction. And like most addicts, well, we're not aware that we are actually addicts. All right, don't judge yourself, be kind to yourself, and just give yourself a break, really, okay? It will be better for the children as well. Good. Now, these are a couple of things which side effects, common problems associated with Wi-Fi and electromagnetic frequencies, ADHD and ADD, okay? We see a massive spike with scattered brain, loss of focus in all ages. Tinnitus, okay, increased cancer risk, okay, that can't be proven. Developmental problems, especially in the brain, we see massive things. Miscarriage, hormonal imbalances. What do the boys do, the guys? Where do they carry their phones? In their jeans pockets. What do? They're radiating vital equipment for reproductive, you know what I mean, that word, which doesn't want to come out now. There have been plenty of studies and cases, hundreds of cases, where women, a lot of women like to stick their phone in the bra. And guess what? They have a cancer tumor which has exact shape and size of their cell phone. And then you tell me that's not related? You get a square cancer tumor? You can decide that for yourself. Obesity, diabetes, oxidative stress, which leads to high inflammation in the body. This is something that we see everywhere in skyrocketing numbers. And can it be possibly related to too much damaging electromagnetic frequencies? Possibly, yes. Use your cell phone and laptop safely. I'm not going to go through this in detail because we know all of this. Okay, I know that you know this. Keep it away and make a sample. Limit your smart devices, wristwatches, speakers, home assistants, garage door openers, your self-propelled robotic vacuum cleaner, light bulbs. Light bulbs, they are a source of EMFs, you know, video doorbells, door locks, all of this. I mean, I have a couple of these, definitely. So go around and think, how much have you got in the house? It's not just about the phone and the Wi-Fi and the microwave. There's so much more. You know, even your TV remote. My girls have a remote for the light. You know, it only operates with a battery when you push it, but still, you know, it's a frequency that goes. It's a man-made frequency that goes with that. Okay. Now it becomes more human again here. The health impacts in the brain. Who's suffering from more brain fog, anxiety, and concentration issues? Massively on the rise. Heightened stress levels, heart rate irregularities, right? Energy levels, fatigue and low energy, because you are being drained. This is why I said earlier, your sleep is massively impacted if you have too much screen time during the day. I for sure know that. If I go and binge watch on my whatever computer, I wake up, I can sleep for 8 hours. I'm drained in the morning. Not good. So I don't do that anymore. What can you do? You can boost your immune system because you are an electromagnetic being. You have the capability to deal with these things. You can boost your immune system plenty of ways. And there's a couple of things that help particular with the radiation. Because here's the thing. In 1992, there was the first calibrated frequency monitor created, and it is still used today in the Johns Hopkins University in the US to study the frequencies in relationship to disease in human body. So medical science is onto it today. And I can tell you the different levels of frequencies for your organs and our bodies are known in medical history for over 120 years. It's not new. The scientists know about this. Okay. This is generally how your body, what your body requires. These are the frequencies of your major organ systems. Disease start at 58. And death occurs at around 23 if the energy drops so down. If you look here at the liver frequency, it is quite a low, 55 to 60. Why? Because it's got to be in resonance with the toxins to eliminate it. Because remember what we said at the beginning. We said at the beginning that we have to resonate in order to be the law of attraction. You have to resonate with something to deal with it. So this is why the liver naturally has a lower frequency, because it deals with the toxins and then it can eliminate them and do what it needs. And your heart is 67 to 70, and overall the human body runs around that. So this has been known in more or less detail for 120 years in the medicinal field. Okay, how can you boost your immune system? What can you do? You can listen to certain frequencies through music, and this is why I put the links here. Okay, these are different solfeggio frequencies, and they have different outcomes on the human body. So I highly recommend to meditate with those. You can find them on certain devices, on certain music. If you go on YouTube and search for them, sometimes YouTube actually scrambles up the frequencies a little bit. So there's different apps. What I got myself for Christmas is a tuning fork in all the different chakras. You can buy them on Amazon. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a metal tuning fork, and you can hit it and you have the frequencies. You can put it on the body and it vibrates through all the chakras. So this is one way of boosting your immune system and boosting the frequencies. Because here's another fun fact that I didn't know, and I only learned about 6 months ago, is that the majority of frequencies you cannot get through food. You have to get it from the outside. So you can't eat you can't eat yourself with food to have a higher frequency, especially if the food is cooked or processed. The vibration goes down, the energetic charge goes down. And I'm not talking about calories now in terms of energy. I'm talking about frequencies. It goes down dramatically, the way it's processed, whether it's organically grown or not. So we recharge from the outside when it comes to frequencies. That is going out in the for a walk in the forest, being outside in the sun, or outside listening to music, chanting, humming. It's all good for your vagus nerve, and it increases your frequencies. Outside, where can we get our energy inputs? Infrared light first thing in the morning or midday or in the evening. The sun is your best friend. You have to have sunlight. It's not about staying indoors. Number one, it makes vitamin D. And number two, the frequencies of the light frequencies. You are a light being. You need sunlight. This is one of the best ways to recharge. And do we all feel good when we're in the sun? Exactly. You know, the sun is not the problem. Okay. I'm not going to go into what the problem is with the sun. Okay. The sun is not the problem. Okay. We need sunshine. Mushrooms, medicinal mushrooms. Why are they so important? Because they remove toxins from the mitochondria. The mitochondria is a powerhouse and makes the energy off in your body. And the mitochondria gets swamped over and clogged up through all the outside man-made EMFs that we have. So we've got to clean it out. All right. Mushrooms migrate in electric fields. Super, super interesting. And I'm going to show you a little one. Show you this photo here. This is a study where they have tested and measured the electromagnetic impulses that mushrooms give off in the forest, because they are repairing the forest biome, and mushrooms are closer related to humans than to plants. And this is why medicinal mushrooms are one of the best ways to boost your immune system when it comes, amongst other things, to protect yourself and harmonize yourself with EMFs. All right? Because they communicate. They have an intelligence in them, and they know how to deal with electrics. So here is a beautiful overview in terms of the immune response, what the mushrooms do, the shaga, the cordyceps, the reishi, the turkey tail, and the lion's mane. This is just for information. They have, of course, wonderful other side effects, on the human body, and they are just a powerhouse for you to use and rejuvenate in your body. One of the best ways, okay, there's a little bit of advertisements here. One of the best mushroom complexes that I've come across has all of these ones in, plus 11 harmonious frequencies. I know that Rini has tried it, all right, and some people notice a difference after a couple of hours or days, and others, they see the benefits after long-term use. Either way, it is available, frequency charged mushrooms, and the 11 harmonious frequencies that go with it have got the grounding, have got the enlightenment frequency in there, and go straight into the mitochondria to give you the energy so that you have the currency, the energy to pay for the physical and biological metabolic processes. Because this is why people get sick. Because we can't pay for those processes. The human body needs the frequencies and that kind of energy like a business needs a cash. And if you can't pay for your accountant and for your advertisements, your business, if the cash flow isn't there, your business goes down. And this is why people get sick, because we can't pay the repair work that's been done. So the more you start now replenishing your frequencies, the more you give your body and you support your body's ability to repair itself. Of course, nutrients are good, and of course, nutrients need to be in there. But people take vitamins and vitamins and vitamins, and it doesn't work because the body can't pay for the absorption and the distribution. Make sense? Right. Okay. So coming back to the EMFs, there's a possibility, there's very few little devices available, that actually harmonize the radiation from our cell phones devices. I know of two, and this is one of them. All right, because you don't want to block the EMFs. Like I said at the beginning, I want to be without my toys. Yeah, I mean, I live in an online world, right? I ain't gonna give it up. But I'm going to do anything and everything possible. And on my phone, I've got 3 stickers, right? Like I said, there's a few things available, and this is one of them. This is a beautiful EMF armor protection shield. It is developed with Dr. Rob DiMartino, who is a frequency doctor who trains other doctors in the US and who works with frequencies only for 25 years. So here we have, again, the medical and the science backing with it. So this is a beautiful device to have. It's called the EMF Armor. Right now, we have sold this out 3 times. Okay, if you do want it, let me know. And the moment it is available in stock, because it is somewhere stuck between the supplier and the US, but the moment is back on, let me know and I'll let you know, because I've got 10 stuck all over in the house and I'm gonna get myself some more. All right, but this is one of the stickers that I've got on my devices, and there's only very, very few ones that actually work, and this one is one of them. Okay. Contact details for everyone and anyone who wants to have more information, have the links, go and watch whatever is there. You're welcome to reach out to me. I love talking about it. I'm now looking at the time, and I'm so proud of myself that I kept it in this time. And we'll go, yeah, we can go. And whoopsie, what have I done now? Come on. No, I want to go here. There we go. We can leave it at that. Okay. With that, thank you for listening. I hope it wasn't too much blah, 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 facts and figures. But always remember, you are an electromagnetic being. And it's not about going back to the 1980s. It's about harmonizing your devices so that your body naturally can do what it needs to do. Okay. Here's what two more things how you can naturally go and have your energy up. Mindfulness, meditation, right? Gratitude, positive thinking, and find supplements, frequency charged nootropics, or frequency charged water bottles or straws, where you can get that in all the time and you'll be as good as new. All right.
Wow.
Thank you.
Lots of information. That's amazing. I had no idea. You know how we carry our cell phone attached to our body practically everywhere I go, and I slept with it. And next to my, it's like you're lost without your cell phone. It's
Yep.
just amazing how much energy is around us. We're not even aware of it. That's great information, Angie. You know, it's like you said, it's unseen energy. It's there. What do you think, Gada?
Absolutely, and it makes sense. It makes sense. And right now, everything is like remote control, and we're using a lot of magnetic field around us with internet, and everything is Bluetooth. And I was always wondering, what is their effect on our health?
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm sure it affects us one way or the other.
Electric cars.
Oh yeah, a
Electric
car.
cars, you're basically sitting in a microwave.
Yeah,
Generally, not generally, genuinely, you're sitting in a microwave. You have these massive batteries. You have massive electromagnetic fields because you're creating that to power a car to drive what, 120, 130? I do kilometers, not miles per hour, okay? So, just think about the force that you create, you know?
yeah, yeah. I mean, your car everywhere you go, really. Um, Even when you go to the gym with the now they use digital even the equipment is all has digital equipment everywhere you go, everything you do,
And
with
the
robot
watch, the
now.
Apple Watch, Apple
Yeah,
Watch.
people are wearing Apple Watch, your tablets, your computer. You can't live without it. It's television you watch all day long.
Absolutely.
Even for your
And
Fitbit or whatever your
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
for your
yeah.
fitness.
yeah, I am very curious to know, how is it possible for us to measure our frequency? Is that possible? Is it a possibility?
Yes, it is a possibility. You get certain frequency measure meters. I have they've done a beautiful little measurement. There's a video on in one of the Facebook groups where they measured the effect of the frequency charged straw with a cell phone and without. So you get these little meters. Now they measure the field around you when you hold it to the body, and the straw actually cut the radiation by half just by holding it on. So this is this is magnificent. Um, do you want to measure your organs, whether they are there? For that, you've got to find a very specialized doctor to do that. The guy who found that
But if I
out,
want to, yes.
no, just Google on Amazon, for example, you know, although we are Amazon Sweden, so go to the US Amazon because I don't think we'll get it on our Amazon. But you can get these Helder radiation meters. They're not overly expensive, and they're about a box this big, and one can buy them, and then you can walk around like the Geiger where it measures the radioactivity after, you know, Chernobyl and atom bombs and that kind of thing, you know, if something is radioactive. So you've got various devices, and they're not overly
What do you
expensive.
call that? Frequency meter?
I would say, yeah, frequency meters and see what comes up and then find your way through. I know that the Geigerzähler, Geiger, that is definitely one. That was one of the first guys who developed it. And there's various on the market. Like I said, there's a video in the Facebook group where they just checked the straw when the straw came out, and it cut the cell phone in half. So we have the ability from the inside out, but I boost myself from the outside in as well. And makes a massive difference over the last 8 months. Massive difference.
That's crazy how we don't pay attention to this because it's like it's unseen.
It
It's
is.
not, it's unseen, so it's like it's not there, but you don't realize the
Yeah.
effect, the impact that it could have. You know, this is so wonderful,
Exactly.
very educational, Angie.
Okay, I'm glad that you like it. And I know it's a lot of facts and figures, and I have to speak fairly fast with it. But for that is the recording that you can go back to it and look at the website links, because the most of the research is in the US because they're doing a lot with it and they're suppressing a lot with it. But because of the size of the people that are doing research, you find a lot in there, you know, and it's coming out more and more and more. What are the real, true, honest benefits and risks with that involved? And because it's coming to the surface, we can educate ourselves and then go and pay more attention to recharge by going out barefoot. I mean, Chada and me in Sweden, we now can walk barefoot. It is above 5 degrees. It is above zero. Because of
Is that what is the temperature right now? What is the weather like?
today, sunshine, I would say about what, 6 degrees, 7 degrees. It's still cold. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Anyway, thank you again, Angie. This is an amazing presentation, so informative. At least I learned a lot, things that
I'm
I
glad.
wasn't aware of. No. Um, Next week, Miriam Sharifi will be presenting the she'll be doing the progress report on her Global Enlightenment Academy, her project. So hope you can come back again. But Angie, as I said before, in Gala too, that we're changing the format for the coffee club because my husband recently retired, so we have all this trip planned. So we want to do spontaneous travel, and so I just need to kind of set, pull myself back from hosting because I can't make that commitment. Sometimes trips when you're flexible, the prices of trips are also less expensive. You could just kind of do it on the fly. I mean, that's the beauty of retirement, right? You have the freedom to go whenever you want to. And having the Thursday morning coffee club make it harder for me to, then I have to find a substitute and all that. So I said,
Yeah.
okay, we need to change the format, life change.
Exactly, life changes, and this has been working well for so many years now. And change is always good. Everything constantly changes,
Yeah,
and it's
so
good.
yeah, so my thought is just to I'm gonna send something out today or tomorrow and just to say this is a volunteer group, it's a volunteer platform. It's a collaboration. So we have a lot of coaches here. Gada, you too. So basically, you think Calendarly would be a good tool to do this and have people kind of sign up? I will still do the background work, the announcement and the daily posts, and which I'm doing right now. Things that I can do on the background that's not time sensitive. But as far as scheduling, so it'll be like more like self-scheduling, but I will announce it once you put yourself out there, like the Calendly. I was thinking to just use your own Zoom link. Each person will use their own Zoom link, and it's up to them if they want to record or not. If they want, because if they record, they post the recording themselves. So it's not as it's a self-regulated or self the platform. If you have presentation, you want to create an event or anything on the coffee club, you can,
Yeah,
even the Facebook group.
yeah,
So what do you
exactly.
think about that?
I'm always up for change and an adaptation, because I'm adapting at the moment as well, because I'm literally working in the afternoons, which I haven't done like this for many, many years, and I'm enjoying it. So for me, I rely on the recordings, which comes, um, but it's all possible. Y-
Yeah,
I know that with the people in the group, whatever emerges is going to work and it's going to be fine, you
I
know.
think it's an opportunity for change. And I think, and another idea I have is that it doesn't have to be 8 a.m. Pacific United States time here, 8 a.m. That it could be that you post the time that's convenient for you and create an event, that it could be a different time because it's a global community. The 8 o'clock, a lot of people are working here in the US. Not everybody, people watch the recording, but um, in other words, different coaches, you could schedule different time. And it could be part of your regular presentation that you do as an intro to your service, like you're doing this right now, and that could be part of an intro of services that you provide, you know what I'm saying? It could be different
Yeah.
time. It doesn't have to be 8 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah, yeah, there's always possibilities, and thanks to the recordings, we can stay in touch as a global community. And when it comes to personal development and enlightenment, it's so important to keep your high frequencies, you know,
Exactly.
and
I
how
love
to,
that.
yeah, it's so important. This is why I'm doing this, and I have actually incorporated this into my consciousness work. No,
Really.
somebody, if anybody comes for a one-on-one session for hypnosis, they get a 5-day experience, boom. And if they come for the longer coaching call, they get a month's supply sponsored by me, because I know what it does to the body, mind, and soul, how uplifting it is. It makes it easier for the people to achieve their goals, and it makes my job easier. You know,
It's true.
so so it's really it's a win-win situation for that. And enlightenment can come in many, many different ways, but the bottom line is it's a high frequency. And if you don't have the time to meditate so long to get yourself there, there's other tools that actually work. And
That's
that's
right.
important. Yeah.
Dada, what do you do? I mean, how is this related to what you do?
Well, what I do, I provide art experiences for adults and teenagers.
Wow,
So I provide workshops where people express, and yeah, they express through colors and forms.
how nice. That's really nice. So it's all related. I'm glad we
It
have
is.
an yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
we have an opportunity to collaborate because personal development, mindset, and all that, it's related to really everyone can use it. Doesn't matter what field you're
exactly.
in.
Exactly, because actually through art, people don't have to be artistic or zero experience. Because through art, they process lots of emotions and lots of thoughts without having to really say them or express them loudly. It's very an internal process. So it is part
Yes,
of personal development and something very personal that people
yes,
go
it's
through.
self-expression.
Mm.
So, well, go ahead, Angie. You were
No,
going to say something.
I wanted to say the art really taps into the subconscious mind. That is
Mm,
when you're tapping into your superpowers, because that's what the
mm,
subconscious is where your superpowers are and your biggest stumbling blocks and limitations.
For
But
sure.
through,
exactly.
but through art, you are accessing your subconscious mind. And it's,
Mm,
yeah, no, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
mm.
I have to do arty stuff, and it can be cooking or baking or do
it could
needlework
be
or
anything. It's an
anything.
expression.
Exactly. Yeah.
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 All
So
right.
with
Well,
that,
thank you, Minnie.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Like you said, this is recorded. So even though we have a small group here, um, but it's very, very informative. I really appreciate you, Angie and Yada, for being here. So thank you again. Like I said, next week is Mariam with her Global Enlightenment Academy progress report. So hope to see you back here again. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. I don't know what day it is in Sweden. It's the same day.
Same day, just a
Thursday.
different time. It's still Thursday.
Okay. Have a great day and a great weekend. See
You
you guys
too.
next week.
Thank you,
Okay,
Renee.
thanks,
Thank
Rennie.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Auntie.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.